your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Finance Minister Michael Halkett is facing calls to resign. Halkett is also defending $700 million worth of transfers to the National Investment Fund. And a Bimini man faces child cruelty and gun charges. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
It's a new day. Wake up. It's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, May 29th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Ricardo Wells will be joining us. Also this morning, we're talking with Easy Car Sales. They have a special event this weekend. We'll get details about that. And later, we're talking with the Antique Auto Club about their auto show this weekend and cookout. We'll get all the details about that. That's all straight ahead on this Friday morning. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Minister of Finance Michael Halkett is acknowledging his past affiliation with Top Notch Builders Limited, a construction firm associated with convicted drug trafficker Jonathan Eric Gardner, known as Player. That firm was awarded millions in government contracts by both the Christie and Davis administrations. Halkett has served in both administrations. Company documents show that he was president of the company. Gardner served time in the United States following his conviction for drug trafficking and money laundering offenses and was deported to the Bahamas in 2014 after his release. Gardner was arrested on Election Day, May 12th, in waters off Florida after a plane crash. He was found with $30,000 in cash in a bag with a politician's name written on it, according to U.S. investigators. U.S. authorities allege that he has been involved in moving cocaine through the Bahamas with the protection of Bahamian government officials and high-ranking politicians. During a press conference at the Office of the Prime Minister yesterday, Halkett was asked about his involvement in the company. He said that back a private citizen, he was involved in financial consulting, corporate services consulting. He says he was approached to provide consulting and directorship services to top-notch builders, setting up proper governance procedures, and structures. Documents obtained by listed as president and director of Top Notch in 2019, 2020, and 2021. The majority shareholder of Top Notch is listed as Samson Heald with 4,999 shares and Bow Partners and Associates with 1 share. There's no mention of Jonathan Gardner in those documents. The finance minister yesterday also defending the government's decision to transfer $700 million in borrowed funds to the National Investment Fund, noting the move was undertaken to reinvest savings that were realized due to 2 debt refinancing exercises. He said that additional money that was raised was not spent and was put in a National Investment Fund for future infrastructure development. And Halkett is also saying yesterday that, declining to address reports that vouchers for Hurricane Dorian relief with the name of then PLP candidate Bradley Fox Jr., which were allegedly financed using tax dollars, were given out to voters in Abaco ahead of the recent general election. Al-Qaeda is telling reporters the matter will be addressed during the upcoming budget debate. In court news, a defense lawyer describing an alleged rape victim as a scorned woman, claiming that the complaint was designed to ruin her ex-boyfriend. However, the prosecutor pushed back, saying that the accused and the woman had an open relationship where he was allowed to have other intimate partners. That man, whose name has been withheld to protect the woman's identity, is on trial for allegedly raping the woman in front of their 7-year-old son at her New Providence home back in April 2024. Overseas, the head of the World Health Organization arriving in Congo's capital, Kinshasa, late Thursday to witness efforts against an outbreak of a rare type of Ebola as medical personnel struggle with a lack of equipment, a distrustful population, and armed groups in a volatile region. WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus telling reporters at the airport that he came to show the community that they're not alone. Medical aid donated by the European Union arrived in the area, the heart of Congo's Ebola outbreak Thursday. The United States announced the same day $80 million in additional aid, bringing its total commitment to more than $112 million. And nearly 3 million Cubans experiencing water shortages every day because of a severe oil shortage the government officials blame on a U.S. energy blockade. Authorities saying during a roundtable discussion this week regarding the impact of the ongoing blockade, the island's water system is operating with only 37% of the required fuel as Cuba faces its worst energy crisis. The water system is one of the sectors most affected because it's one of the country's largest energy consumers, according to the president of the state-run National Institute of Water Resources. Details on the forum focused on the intermittent water supply affecting an overall population of nearly 10 million people. Officials saying that not only does water pumping consume electricity, but all of the agency's essential activities require fuel, from unclogging pipes and cleaning septic tanks to repairing leaks. Chemical supplies are also needed, and their import is currently paralyzed as well. And a rocket belonging to Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin exploded during a test at a launch pad Thursday night, shaking nearby homes and briefly painting the sky orange near Cape Canaveral. Blue Origin said its New Glenn rocket exploded during an engine firing test being conducted ahead of a satellite launch planned for next week. It was hurt, according to officials at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The massive New Glenn was grounded in April after it left a satellite in the wrong orbit because of engine failure. It was only the third flight of the rocket that to use to launch landers to the moon for NASA, including the landers that will take astronauts to the lunar surface. The company had been on track to launch a prototype lunar lander to the moon on a flight test this fall. Earlier this week, the space agency awarded Blue Origin a contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars to launch a pair of moon buggies in the next few years as part of the Artemis program. Homes shook in nearby Cape Canaveral and Cocoa Beach around 9 p.m., with residents turning to social media to wonder what happened. Launch Complex 36 is visible from the beach, and the internet quickly filled with photos of an orange fireball. The rocket was supposed to blast off next week with internet satellites that are part of the Amazon Leo constellation in orbit.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, 4 teams remain in the hunt to leave the Samuel P. Haven Junior High School Soccer National Championships as champions after advancing out of the semifinals at the Roscoe A.L. Davies Soccer Fields Thursday. The Lifer Key International School Dragons, the reigning national champions in both divisions, sent the Queens College Comets packing with a 4-1 triumph in the senior girls division. The Dragons are very familiar with the Comets. They defeated them to secure their 3rd straight title at the 2026 Bahamas Association of Independent Secondary Schools Soccer Championships. They're looking to extend their winning streak at the national level as well. The C.R. Walker Knights, one of the longest tenured public schools to compete at the Nationals, will look to stop the Dragons dynasty after an early exit last season. The Knights defeated the Bishop Michael Eldon School Warriors 4-1 to advance to the Senior Girls Championship game. In the boys bracket, Antal Rogers making it look easy against North Lutheran High School, winning 5-0. En route to another championship showdown, Windsor School dealt defending champion LCIS a heartbreaking 2-1 loss to avenge last year's defeat at the hands of the same team. And the Bombers will serve as the spot for regional youth baseball talent as the nation prepares to host the 2026 Pony Baseball Caribbean and Latin America 14 and Under Championships, June 4th through 9th at the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium. The 4-day tournament will feature 30 of the nation's top young prospects in baseball from New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Abaco. The Bombers will compete in a round-robin tournament against all-star squads from Aruba, Curacao, Colombia, Ecuador, Nicaragua, Puerto Rico, and Venezuela. The participating nations will be vying for a top finish to earn a spot at the coveted 14 Under Pony Baseball World Series slated for August 7th through 12th in Pennsylvania. And from the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs forcing a Game 7 in Game 6 of their Western Conference Finals, beating the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder 118-91. The series tied at 3-3. The winner takes it all in Game 7, Saturday night in Oklahoma City. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather by Star General. So we've got low-level troughing across the northern Bahamas. That's going to increase cloudiness and shower activity through tonight. This surge in moisture will gradually spread into the rest of the northwestern islands later today. A surface trough near the southeastern Bahamas is also expected to enhance showers over that part of the country through midday, with a gradual clearing by this afternoon. So for today, we are looking at a moderate risk of dangerous rip currents along all East Coast and Atlantic exposed beaches. Beachgoers and swimmers should exercise caution. And residents across the country advised to remain hydrated and wear protective clothing and sunscreen. Seek shaded areas during peak sunshine hours, as UV indices are expected to be in the very high range and heat indices in the triple digits today. Your forecast for today: most areas looking at partly cloudy to cloudy conditions, even a bit overcast. For most of the day, a 30 to 40% chance of showers with thunderstorms for the extreme northern islands, 20 to 30% chance of showers for the northwest Bahamas, and 10 to 20% chance for the central and southeastern islands. Winds southeast to southwest at 10 to 15 knots for the extreme northern islands, southeast to south at 10 knots or less for the northwestern islands, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots for the central islands, and easterly at 10 to 15 knots for the southeastern Bahamas. High temperatures today with the cloud cover for the northern half of the country and even the central islands. We're looking at highs in the mid to upper 80s today, around 30 Celsius, but it will feel hotter in the central islands, like it's about 98 Fahrenheit. Highs around the upper 80s for the southeast Bahamas. And the heat index, again, making you feel like it's about 98. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the upper 70s. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance Made Simple.
Wake up, it's a new day.
It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
We heard you. Due to the request for more time, the Tourism Development Corporation is extending the Student Innovation Pitch Competition. Final application deadline, May 23rd. Competition date, now June 6th at Bahamar Convention Center. If your age is 10 to 18 with a business idea, invention, or vision for the Bahamas, this is your moment. Green economy, blue economy, orange economy, up to $50,000 in grants up for grabs. Out Island youth, we need you in on this too. The Tourism Development Corporation wants to support you and our future.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
If you're done with gas prices burning a hole through your wallet, stop paying the price and start driving the solution. BYD EV from Easy Car Sales comes with an 80% drop in your fuel costs. So wave goodbye to gas lines and charge while you sleep. For 8 years, drivers like you have been breaking up with the pump and waking up to freedom. It's more than a car. It's a new way to be. It's a BYD from the one and only authorized dealer in the Bahamas. Visit easy242.com to learn more.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Ricardo Wells. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us.
Happy to be here.
Got a lot to talk about this morning, a lot going on in the news. We're going to get into that in just a bit. But also, Easy Car Sales, they've got something special happening.
I was
this
hoping when I
weekend.
pulled up that I saw like a little couple of models outside, no?
It's still early. Who
Okay.
knows? It might happen.
I was hoping today I could drive off in something.
Or they'll tell you where to go tomorrow to see them. But they'll tell us about that event. It's going to be a car-themed show today.
Okay.
Later, we're talking with the Antique Auto Club. They've got
Very
their
interested in that
auto show
conversation.
tomorrow. Last time, what they think about EVs.
Okay. They're probably not a big fan. Probably not a big fan. Let's keep it honest.
I mean, maybe they need to change their perspectives. I don't know. But anyway, we'll talk with them about the show this weekend as well. So that's all ahead. But let's get right into what's in the news. And in the news, the big story everybody's talking about it, Michael Halkitis, the Minister of Finance. It's been a week.
Just about.
About a week. But mounting calls for him to resign due to his connection to a company that's been linked to an ex-drug convict. And might be a future drug conflict once again. Based on recent activities. But that is the big story. We're going to get to that in just a bit. But a couple things we've been talking about quite a bit over the past days and months, the developments in these stories. So earlier in the week, I expressed my shock over this story and the little information we received about what exactly was happening here, but we know a lot more now about that 8-year-old boy who was shot in Bimini, shot in the face, allegedly by his brother. So today there were some court matters. This was brought before the courts. Bimini man faces child cruelty and gun charges. The Tribune writing about this today. A Bimini man accused of exposing an 8-year-old child in his care to unnecessary suffering and possessing a handgun with intent to endanger the child's life was charged and remanded to prison. 40-year-old Dexter Durrell Saunders of Baileytown appeared.
Oh, he's a resident of Bimini.
Oh, yes, they're Bahamians. Remember, it was unclear before. Nobody was saying anything. But appeared before Magistrate Ewell Johnson, charged with 1 count of child cruelty and 1 count of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. Prosecutors alleged that Saunders neglected and exposed the child to unnecessary suffering and ill treatment in Baileytown on May 23rd. He's further accused of possessing a handgun with the intent to endanger the child's life on the same date. Saunders, who was represented by counsel, was not required to enter pleas because the charges will proceed to the Supreme Court by way of voluntary bill of indictment. He was denied bail and remanded to prison until September 21st, when he is expected to be served with the VBI. So Magistrate Johnson informed Saunders that his attorney could apply to the Supreme Court for bail. The court also dealt with a 12-year-old minor who was not charged. Magistrate Johnson ordered that the minor undergo a psychological evaluation in Grand Bahama for 6 weeks before any determination is made on whether charges should proceed. The minor was granted $5,000 bail and released into the care of a relative in Freeport. He's expected to return to court on July 14th, when a decision will be made on how to proceed. Wow. So, yesterday, the Tribune also reported that there's been a GoFundMe page set up for the 8-year-old. So they wrote that more than $24,000 has been raised through a GoFundMe campaign launched for 8-year-old Duran Saunders of Bimini, who's fighting for his life at a Florida hospital after he was accidentally shot in the head by his 12-year-old brother. So far, there's been an outpouring of support with 77 donations. This was up to yesterday. Americans Raul Rodriguez and Urelis Rodriguez organized the fundraiser to assist the Saunders family with medical costs and other related legal expenses. The couple, who have close ties to the North Bimini community as second homeowners, initially stepped in to help by assisting with the emergency air ambulance that rushed him to Fort Lauderdale for the life-saving treatment. According to reports, on Saturday, May 23rd, Duran was inside a business establishment on Kings Highway in North Bimini when he was shot by his brother. His injuries, he was said to have been shot near his left eyebrow and to the left rear of his head. That's really dangerous stuff. His injuries were described as serious by the attending physician.
Right. Was he airlifted to the U.S.?
Yeah. Wow. So we still don't know if the firearm was legal, if it was a legal firearm, or
that's what
illegal.
I was hoping that came out in the charges presented.
Yeah, no mention of it, so possibly it was legal. I'm not sure. But
I mean, you could kind of read into it from the way the charges were phrased.
Mm-hmm.
He was charged with the intent to endanger life.
Yeah. Very sad situation.
It's devastating for the community of Bimini. I mean, you hear these stories sometimes and you say to yourself, what is the process that something like that happens? Was the gun properly stored? Was it, in a safe? What protocol was in place to, keep that gun away from those kids? But this might get me in a bit of trouble, but my question is, 12. The brother that's responsible for the situation is 12. Are we saying that he was not aware of his actions? He was not conscious of what was possible in the process of playing with the firearm? I'm not saying that I'm advocating for charges to be brought to this kid. No, what I'm saying is, as a public, as a community, we need to understand what was the process.
Yeah. I think you're saying he should have known better.
Yeah.
As a 12-year-old.
But it's harsh to say it like these, politically correct times.
Why?
But
because you and I would have known better at 12.
At 12, yes. Yes, and you would know the repercussions.
But I knew a lot of people at 12 who would not have known better.
And see that
a whole lot.
I'm just saying, if you, at some point, you've seen enough movies, you've played enough video games, do you know that if any undue pressure to that trigger area is applied, then something could happen.
But John Wick gets shot 100 times and stabbed, and he keeps walking and fighting till 2 hours into the movie. So, I mean, it won't do anything that bad, right?
Everybody don't have a dog. Everybody can't drive fast.
Yeah, very, very sad situation. And people need to talk. Even if you think your child will never come across a gun, you need to have the conversations with them. If you do, and you don't know if it's real or not, don't play around with this. Don't point this at anybody. Don't
I feel like
touch
we
it.
live in a day and time at 6 years old, kids know what a gun is.
Yeah.
5 to 6, you see some kids in preschool, in nursery already know the, hand gesture for a gun.
Absolutely.
So I don't
3.
understand, if you have a gun in the house, why wouldn't you properly communicate? Well, again, we don't know what that household was like. We don't know what transpired prior to this. But still, there needs to be proper education on things like this to prevent silly things like this from happening.
Absolutely. All right, so I see calls are coming in. Let's quickly
Means I
take
done
these
in trouble.
calls. Huh?
I said that means I done in trouble.
No. What did you do? You didn't do anything. It's. Let's hear from you, though, and I want to get to another story before we get to the big story with Minister Halkitis. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Good morning and a pleasant day to you both, gentlemen.
Hi, good morning.
I want to say congratulations to the graduates of 2026 UB Spring, many, including my daughter and others.
Congratulations.
On your item that you're talking about, the gun, I am seeing little children riding bicycle on the street, and when you show them that they should be on the side of the road, they're actually showing you headshots. So, of course, yes, children are well aware of guns and the impact that guns can cause. Now, I really call to reassert the information about the news, because I'm going to run the convicted person who was deported. And we follow Garden Radio, and we believe in Garden Radio. Because I called in yesterday, and I gave the same suggestion or make the same statement that the person was already a convicted criminal. Once you're convicted, you call you a criminal, right?
Yeah, a convict.
And so I said it was actually a stupid thing for a person who was already convicted of that offense to come back and get back dealing with the same kind of drunk thing once more again.
Well, okay, you can call it stupid, but it's common. It's very common.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to that in a bit. I don't know if you want to call back in a little bit. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Thank you very much. And congratulations again. Congratulations to you and your daughter and to all the graduates. Great stuff there. I was a little surprised the number of places I went to over the past couple of days. We're closed because we're going to a graduation.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I must say, I'm impressed at how big of a deal graduation has now become. Not to say that it wasn't big before, but now I realize, like yesterday I was on the drive to the office and I'm like, I see people all over the side of the street taking photos. Every monument that you can think we have on the island, there's somebody posted up. You know,
I mean, it's wonderful, but closed. Okay.
Don't worry, you know the nation, chat. If you're a proprietor and your kid has come up the last couple of years working in that business, you know, interacting with some of the staff, you don't think they all want to be there to support that child?
It's beautiful.
Wow.
It's beautiful. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing well.
Okay. Just calling on two quick points. I feel that, actually, I was calling in connection with the Al-Qaeda thing.
All right, you want to call back over that? We're going to get to that in just a few minutes. Just want to do one other story, because if we don't do this, I know we'll never get to it after we start talking about Al-Qaeda.
I'll call back on that one, but I just wanted to make another quick point on the situation with the young 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if any of you gentlemen know how firearms operate exactly. Now, I know that, especially if automatic and things are in, there's one in the chamber.
Yeah.
There are people that I have seen in certain capacities that accidentally forget that sometimes one in the chamber, based on some prior situations that I'm aware of, and a 12-year-old, honestly and truly, does not necessarily understand. I've seen adults made mistakes in the shooting range or forgot that they did this or whatever. I'm quite certain it was not something that was intentional.
Nobody thinks it's intentional.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Because the way they're making it seem as though...
I don't know. You sure you wanted to call to say this stuff? Because, this gun should not have been accessible to the child.
Yeah, we understand.
Or to anyone. But this is careless.
We understand not all 12-year-olds are mature. And unfortunately, the father, only God knows where he got it from, what the purpose was, should be held fully responsible. And I can only imagine what him, the father, and also now his the 12-year-old brother is going through mentally. I think we are more compassionate for the two young boys than anything else. And I think, that is something that we need to also consider. And I think that's why the court, ruled that he should do a 6-week psychological evaluation. That should tell you his mindset probably. At
Yeah,
the point.
we get that.
Right.
We're holding the adults here responsible for this.
Yeah.
This
Okay,
is
then. All right, brother. Just
There's
make
nothing. These kids are victims.
I told you I would get in trouble. I'm not advocating for anything related to the 12-year-old. What I'm saying is, I don't want him to go and take firearm safety lessons. No, what I'm saying is, at 12 years old, the second you handle a gun, potentially something could go wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I agree, he needs the 6 weeks evaluation process. But at the same time, at 12, we know that there is danger related to a firearm.
Yeah, and we're saying
You should
teach
not be
your
handling
children
it
this
at all.
from a very young age.
Definitely.
If they come across it, you don't know if it's real or not. You don't know. Don't touch it. Don't bother. Don't play with it. It's dangerous. Yeah. We've heard of little toddlers shooting parents and others accidentally.
Yeah.
Right. Things happen. One more call on this, and then we want to move on. Caller, you're on the air. Hi. Good morning. Are you there? No? Okay. So this other story. Remember this? This happened. It's been so long. Oh, boy. Escaped murder suspect caught after 8 months on the run.
It's a lot of places to go in the Bahamas, you know.
I bet you he was still at New Providence. Escaped murder accused D'Angelo Culmer was captured on Thursday after nearly 8 months on the run, ending a manhunt that led to investigations and police tribunal proceedings against officers responsible for his custody. Wow. This is in the Tribune today. Police say officers from the Internal Security Division, also known as SWAT, arrested Culmer and a 44-year-old man shortly before midday after intercepting a gray Nissan Note at the corner of Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway. This and Premier Avenue. So a search of the vehicle and its two occupants allegedly uncovered 1 pound and 8 ounces of suspected marijuana in a black backpack valued by police at $3,200. Both men were arrested and cautioned over the alleged drug find. Police said the 44-year-old man was also cautioned in connection with harboring a fugitive. Culmer escaped lawful custody from the Nassau Street Court Complex on South Street around 3:30 p.m. on October 2nd, 2025, while facing murder and attempted murder charges in connection with the killing of Rudiska Bethel. His escape raised serious questions about security at the court complex. Police Commissioner Shanton Knowles confirmed in November that 3 police officers were under investigation in connection with the breach and said security protocols had been strengthened to prevent another escape. By January, Commissioner Knowles said the 3 officers had been brought before a police tribunal over Culmer's escape. 1 officer has been interdicted, and another was expected to face interdiction as the tribunal process progressed. The status of those disciplinary proceedings are unclear. The status is unclear. Culmer was arraigned in the magistrate's court on 15th, 2024 on 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder after prosecutors accused him of opening fire from a vehicle at a group of people on January 31st, 2024. Bethel, who was 39, was killed in the shooting, and Lorenzo Sands were also injured. Wow.
It's a lot of places to go in the Bahamas, Dwight. I mean, once you get off of Nassau Street, a lot of access to buses.
But found on Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway. Okay.
Great distance away. Great distance. No?
8 months. Well,
I just wonder if it was good detective work that led them to the area, or was it just a happenstance that you just pull this Nissan Note over?
Yeah, seems so. Well, at least he's caught. At least he's caught. Any word on what happened with that police?
I know you was gonna go there. I know you was gonna go there.
I was just asking. Anything happening?
I mean, 8 months is a long time, though. Mm-hmm. What is the process for us to move away from these internal tribunals with like the police force, the defense force, and these matters be handled by our criminal courts? What is the process? I always wondered that. Is it just a decision made at the government level? Is it a law enforcement decision? What is it?
I think it depends on a lot of circumstances. They have to determine whether a crime was committed. And then if it is a crime, maybe this is just negligence here.
Right, but even if that is the case, shouldn't that result in a criminal process?
Negligence?
I mean,
if they were found to be conspiring with the person, that would.
Yeah, but we would never know because the tribunal isn't investigating. Well, I assume.
Let's assume that we would know.
Okay, all right.
Let's assume they would tell us that.
That's why I ask, because I feel like
assume is the right word to use there. You know what they say about that. But yeah, assume that they would be forthcoming. And many officers have been brought before the courts before. Many. So I have no doubt that would have been the case.
I would love for the findings of that report to be, made public.
Yeah. What happened to the officer who is still investigating that one? You remember the one with the tourist who come around the side and make it so obvious?
I just was about to say, Dwight, you're making it too obvious. We're supposed to be alluding to it. No, you're making it too obvious.
I was more obvious in what he was doing?
Very, very much so.
Oh, I beg to differ. But what's happening with that? Do we know?
No. It's probably still before
under
the
investigation?
Yeah. Tribunal takes time.
But the speed with which they charge people with crimes, well, certain people, not everybody, certain people, that's interesting compared to when they're investigating their own.
Dwight, in this matter we just talked about, we recognize that they actually took the officers before the tribunal, before they found the accused killer. So I feel like that's swift justice. That's swift justice right there. No?
That's true. One was interdicted long before he was caught.
So good.
That's progress.
Yeah.
Progress. Wow. All right. Some text messages before we get to the big story of the day. This person says here regarding the child shooting in Bimini, the dad's, you're asking or telling? Okay. Oh boy. Okay. They got a lot to say about the father. Okay. Well, I do think it's interesting who has not said anything about that matter. Right?
I saw a statement from the new representative for the island of Bimini. And I think that was the most informative statement that came out. I know law enforcement just reported that there was a shooting, and I think it was a few days after the shooting actually transpired. So it was a weird situation from the start. Who else do you expected to comment on it?
I have a long list, but they didn't say anything.
Can you just tell me one name on the list?
I'll say two, and one is a body, and the other, yeah. So okay, so I mean, religious leaders. I'm surprised.
Okay, that was the one I was expecting,
and I don't recall seeing anything from the opposition.
I don't know what the Christian Council would say on this matter.
Well, I don't think it has to be the Christian Council. Just all religious leaders. This is terrifying stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What would they say? We can
maybe the things we're saying, right?
We don't have of sorts. We don't have a registered firearm community.
We do. We've had them on the show before, and they didn't say anything either. Some of them were listening.
Please pass that information along.
There's the National Firearms Association. I can't
Facebook
remember that. Hopefully they'll say something soon. But yeah, they didn't say anything either. That's a good point. And like I said, the opposition. I mean, perhaps they see themselves only having something to say about something the government is directly involved in.
I think so.
Is that it? But
yeah,
this is a serious matter affecting a child in our country. I mean, although they might be saying so many kids are shot in this place every year.
I hope they're not saying that. Maybe when, we have a shadow minister appointed for social service or maybe national security, then that person would get around to making a statement and, kind of suggesting ways to improve this matter. No?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. This texter says here, the adult who was supposed to supervise them didn't know better, so why do we think the 12-year-old would? Your parents spoke to you as mine did. Plenty of children don't get talks from their parents, so it's deeper than the surface. That's what we're saying, right? You need the parents to talk to their children about the dangers of everything, and obviously that...
Kind of grant theft auto raise your children, please. Kind of grant theft auto raise your kids.
Oh, boy. This texter says here, the owner of that gun should be held accountable. What was a loaded gun doing on the premises? There are laws and penalties for this. Why hasn't someone been charged? Well, maybe you just tuned in. So, yes, somebody was charged. Okay, when I was 12, I found a gun and gave it to my uncle immediately. Okay, good.
Responsible thing.
Good stuff. A tip led the police to be able to arrest the guy who had escaped from the court. Okay, that's good. Good stuff.
Good police work.
Well, good on the
Great
tipster.
police work.
Good on the tipster. Gun of the tipster.
They had to respond. Swift justice.
Sure. Wow. All right. So, hopefully we'll find out more about the young boy's condition. We're praying
That's
for him.
why I asked earlier if he was airlifted to the
he's in the
U.S.
States.
Because I was trying to figure out why.
It's very serious.
Okay.
Life-threatening. Eyebrow and back of the head. Well, again, those second homeowners facilitated it, and it's not PMH.
I was about to say, hopefully when we get our specialist hospital on the road, it can handle things like this. You don't seem hopeful, though.
No, I didn't say a word.
You didn't seem hopeful.
They can handle a lot of things. Will the outcome be what is desired? We want to squeeze this call in. Really quickly, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning to Mr. Wells.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'd just like to comment. I think the guy, Johnny, 2 times he had called and he is saying about firearms, right? I don't know. Some adults might make a mistake, but, I've been on the shooting range in the States. I mean, and, my cousins in the States, they have licensed handguns, but, and my step-grandfather, he always had a spin barrel gun. I knew the dangers of them, but I was older. The thing is, they would teach you is always imagine that it is loaded. It's like learning electrical. You always imagine that the current is always there, even though the break is off. That is the way they train you. But I like to say this. Maybe it's a unique experience. A lot of children, police have children. My father was a police. And so I was born in 1964. And so we didn't have all of these social vices against us like a gun is so fascinating. He always kept it. We knew where it was. We would see it on the drawer sometime. We would never bother it. He had a separate room. We all had separate rooms. So I was never fascinated by it. He had shotguns, a handgun. It was a 338, maybe a 357, automatic. But it never fascinated me to bother with it. But fast forward to the 90s, we was involved in a fight in the Yellow. And a guy whose father was a sergeant, he pulled a 38 on us, and we knew that it was his one. And so things have changed. And so young people maybe are more fascinated by this. But I'm just saying I grew up in a different era. But we knew better. We knew better to touch that gun, right? That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Maybe it's a different generation and et cetera, but, a gun is nothing fascinated. And so we said automatic. A handgun is a semi-automatic. It's not an automatic. That's one of the misnomers about guns. Those guns that you have to caulk, they are known as semi-automatic, not automatic.
I think your situation with a police officer, right?
Yeah, but I'm almost used to seeing it. But
so I think for some other children who don't have that experience, it might be a totally different story.
No, but to 52's point, if as the parent, you have a gun in the home, and you know that this, not this exact thing, but for that child to come in contact with that firearm, that gives you even more reason to explain to them, hey, this is not a toy. This is not something you play around with in any situation. Please, hey, Daddy, I left this open.
Like I told you, there's a firearm association here, and they do that with their members. They teach them that they talk about that. Guarantee you, this person is not a member of that association. So, yeah.
Fire appropriate associations.
Okay, well, so again, the big story: Halkita's facing calls to resign. The finance minister addressed the media yesterday at a press conference at the office of the Prime Minister and was asked these questions. Take a listen to this report before we dive deeper into the reports in the papers today. This report from our Vani Katut.
Minister of Finance Michael Halkitis has confirmed that back in 2019, he served as a business consultant and director for Top Notch Builders, which was allegedly owned by Jonathan Eric Gardner, who is currently in U.S. custody, if all his questions raised by the Free National Movement.
Back in 2019, as a private citizen, I was involved in financial consulting and corporate services consulting. I was approached to provide consulting and directorship services to top-notch builders, in particular setting up proper corporate governance procedures and structures. That was the middle of 2019. By April 2020, the company suspended operations due to COVID-19 pandemic, and I resigned as director of that company and all of the other directorships I held in 2021.
Halkitis questioned the accuracy of some documents circulating on social media regarding top-notch builders.
All corporate documents, this is the last thing I'll say on it, are available from the Registrar General's Department. And so anybody who's interested in the complete story can get the complete set of documents, which not only show who the directors are, but who the shareholders are, who the owners of the companies were at the time. And they would see that it's not who some people say it was, and I'll leave it like that.
Gardner was arrested by U.S. authorities following a plane crash off the coast of Florida on May 12 in connection with drug trafficking allegations. U.S. documents allege that Gardner owns a company that bids on Bahamian government construction contracts, which authorities claim was used to launder proceeds from narcotics trafficking. The government reportedly entered into contracts with Top Notch and its affiliates for the 8 Mile Rock Administrative Complex and a subdivision in Carmichael. During a news conference at the Office of the Prime Minister on Thursday, Halkitis was asked about the bidding process for those contracts, as well as the government's vetting process for contractors.
That 8 Mile Rock thing was back in pre-2017, so I was not involved with that. Let me just say, and I won't address that because you're assuming certain things, okay? So you're assuming certain things in terms of ownership, etc. Okay? And I won't speculate, so I won't get in that because, yeah.
He was also asked by reporters whether he was approached by Gardner to provide services for the company.
I am able to confirm that I was not. I was approached by the attorney. And I invite you to find the complete set of the documents and you'll see the whole picture.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonique Tude.
Wow.
I just want to know if this lawyer just randomly picked him out of a lineup and was like, hey, yeah, go to Mr. Halkitis. It's like, what? Okay, all right, cool. That's a bizarre statement to make.
Huh. I don't even know what else to say. So I'm just going to read this part from the National Guardian. We'll get your calls before we go to the break. So our Travis Cartwright Carroll writing this. So documents obtained by the National Guardian show that Halkitis was listed as president and director of Top Notch in 2019, 2020, and 2021. The documents show that during that period, other directors included Alicia Bowe, Mark Robinson, Brian Butler, Michael Cooper, Arthur Jones, Roy Daniel Davis, and Richard Gardner. The majority shareholder of Top Notch is listed as Samson Heald with 4,999 shares, and Bowe Partners and Associates with 1 share. There's no mention of Jonathan Gardner in those documents. In an affidavit dated February 13, 2017, Gardner states that he was the president and director of Top Notch at the time. Asked yesterday if he was approached by Gardner to join Top Notch, Halkitis said, quote, "No, I am able to confirm that I was not. I was approached by the attorney." This is what you just heard. "I was approached by the attorney. I invite you to find the complete set of documents." He invites us to go and look for them. Regarding the documents circulating on social media about Top Notch, Halkitis said, quote, "Anybody who is interested in a complete story can get the complete set of documents, which not only show who the directors are, but who the shareholders are, who the owners of the company were at the time, and they would see that it's not who some people say it was."
He was approached by the attorney. Just really want to clarify that.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can squeeze in a call really quickly, and we're going to have to go to the news, and we'll pick this up on the other side. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Caller, you've got less than a minute. Good morning.
Dwight, good morning, Ricardo.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. Dwight, Ricardo, as we look at this so-called investment system that we say we are governed by or guided by, there are 2 words here, Dwight. There are 2 words that are significant. One is conflict, okay, one is conflict, and the other one is distraction. So if there's a clear indication that there is a conflict in his dealings with a company, And if that is a major disruption, with him and his government carrying over the function as Minister of Finance, then he has no other choice than to resign. Okay? No other choice, because if there's a distraction that continues to distract the government from carrying their function in honest and orderly fashion, then he must resign. No other questions, right?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Callers, we'll get to you after the break. We're going to break for news. This is Morning Blend on a Friday morning, last Friday of the month of May, 2026. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Ready to mash this party up, it's Rick and Script full non-stop. Hey! Rick and Script. Rick and Script. D-Max style. Rick and Script. Oh, yeah. Rick and Script. I see you coming from a mile away, girl. Rick and Script. I see ya coming. Girl, I see ya. Hey! She said...
Your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:21, it is time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So we've got low-level troughing across the northern Bahamas that will increase cloudiness and shower activity through tonight. The surge in moisture will gradually spread into the northwest Bahamas later today, and a surface trough near the southeastern Bahamas will enhance showers over that part of the country through midday, with a gradual clearing by this afternoon. So high pressure that's been the dominant weather feature is going to shift to the east of the area, while troughing and tropical moisture from the western Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico will move into the northern and northwest Bahamas over the weekend and into the start of the next week, the work week. By Sunday, most of the shower activity is expected to be over the northern and northwestern islands, gradually spreading into portions of the central islands by Monday. Some showers and thunderstorms may become heavy to severe at times. For today, there's dangerous rip currents along all East Coast and Atlantic exposed beaches. And the UV and heat indices are expected to be in the very high range for the UV index and in the triple digits for the heat index. So for today, your forecast calls for partly cloudy to cloudy conditions, with a 30 to 40% chance of showers for the northernmost islands, 20 to 30% chance for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, and about a 10 to 20% chance for the rest of the country. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s today. The heat index getting close to 100 in the central and southeast Bahamas. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit tonight. In your extended outlook, on these final couple of days of the hurricane season, without the hurricane season, as the hurricane season starts on Monday, we're looking at cloudy to overcast conditions for most of the country tomorrow, with a 30 to 50% chance of widely scattered showers for the northern half of the country. By Sunday, partly cloudy to occasionally overcast, still a 40 to 50% chance of showers with thunderstorms for the northern half of the country, but decreasing to about 20 to 30% chance by late afternoon. And Monday, first day of June, partly cloudy for most areas and still a 30 to 40% chance of showers. That's going to hold straight through to Tuesday before slightly improving conditions on Wednesday. That's your Morning Blend Weather Check. Weather Check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Are you looking to paint? Well, Sherwin-Williams has what you need to refresh your space, premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. it's time for a check of traffic brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Got a number of hot spots for you in the real-time traffic watch. We've got Independence Drive, heavy traffic both directions, west and eastbound right now, between the roundabouts at East Street and Blue Hill Road. Your alternate routes might be a better option for you. Robinson Road, perhaps. Sold Road is busy, though. Eastbound, seeing some heavy traffic there on the way to the intersection with East Street. Blue Hill Road, heavy traffic for you from Carmichael straight up to that roundabout with Independence Drive. Mainly northbound, but also some parts southbound near Soldier Road. And a similar story on East Street, mainly northbound traffic north and south of that intersection with Soldier Road. Over on Milo Butler Highway, we've got heavy traffic from just north of Fire Trail, straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. And we're seeing some slow-moving traffic on the John F. Kennedy Drive side, eastbound to the six-legged roundabout. And on West Bay Street near Saunders Beach, you've got that slow eastbound trek as you approach the roundabout with New Providence Highway. Heading into downtown on West Bay Street, you're going to see that usual traffic near Nassau Street. That's eastbound. And then we've got Prince Charles Drive. We've got at the major intersection some slow-moving traffic, but especially as you're heading into Robinson Road, that heavy westbound traffic. North of the intersection on Soldier Road, you've got slow-moving northbound traffic on the way to Bernard Wolfe and Village. And Eastern Road not looking pretty for you from about Fox Hill to just about Johnson Road if you're heading westbound this morning. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend Traffic Alert brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Need cover you can count on? You can buy motor insurance your way. Stop by your nearest branch or visit nuainsurance.com. Simple, secure, and ready when you are.
Technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
We do not choose to do work for recognition, but work that is worthy of recognition. We dare to find niche solutions to fill the voids within our communities.
CIBC Caribbean wants to reward the unsung heroes in our communities. Do you know someone in your community or performed an extraordinary act of heroism, bravery, or kindness in the last 12 months? Nominate a hero today. Go to CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
farmers doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we could sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Ready to mash this party up, it's Rick and Script full non-stop. Hey! Rick and Script. Rick and Script. D-Max style. Rick and Script. Oh, yeah. Rick and Script. I see you coming from a mile away, girl. Rick and Script. I see ya coming. Girl, I see ya. Hey! She says she's a real good girl, she only touched at home. I say I'm a real good guy, like Rick and Script, I stay in my zone. She says she don't party hard, I tell her I'm a partier. She tell me she ain't no cutter, but she'll go out with me. She say that she drinks Calyx, but only 3, and then she's done. I tell her I wish they had Calyx or drips, so party can done. She tell me she's a friend to know, I tell her I'm the one to trust. I tell her when we go to the dance, it's only just 2 of us, so we reach to the dance and she say, this my song, then she hold tail to the floor. She head straight for the floor. You tell me this is your first time, but I hear you shouting more. It's like you've been whining, you've been Rick and Scripting, you've been drunk on new wind, you've been bump and whining, you think you're fooling. Oh no, but I see you coming, I see you coming, now let me see you do it. Oh yeah.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Easy Car Sales. We've got something exciting happening this weekend. And later, we're talking with the Antique Auto Club about their auto show this weekend. So a lot of exciting things going on.
I have the ox. Is a car that was produced in 2000 now considered an antique? Or is there certain criteria
2000 BC? I mean,
no, yeah. Well,
wait.
I just call it what you
well,
say.
why would that be?
No, I'm asking.
2000?
Yeah, in the year 2000. I mean, 2026 now.
No way.
Because in 2000,
What type of
a car in
What
the
type of
80s
car?
was good. It just, I don't
A
know.
Rolls Royce?
Like a Yaris or something. Like a Yaris or
Let
something.
my silence be your answer.
Some of those old 2000 Maximus and Ultimas.
No.
They real classics, though. They real classics. This is a conversation we have to have with them.
That is a good question, but the answer is definitely not. But they'll give us a definition of what is a classic. Yeah. So we'll talk to them about that. All right, so we continue our discussion, though, about what's making the headlines and the mounting calls for the Minister of Finance, Michael Alkitis, to resign because of his link to a company that had ties to an ex-drug convict who is facing charges again right now in the U.S. And it's a serious situation. We played the report, Alkitis explaining himself and defending his situation. A lot of you have a lot to say, a lot on the text line. Let's open the phone lines to get more of your reaction to this. What do you make of all of this that's happening right now? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. There are editorials in the papers saying that he needs to resign. There are letters, people saying that he needs to resign. The Guardian's editorial, the headline is Alkitis should resign. The Tribune says a stumbling start for the new administration. Let's hear from you. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well.
You know, you saw the documents, right, that they're alleging. Did you see the file documents with the Registrar General Department?
Me personally, no, I haven't looked at it.
All right, sir. Well, let me just inform you. You read it, and it exactly as it's read is exactly as it is. There's only one gardener mentioned on that document, and it definitely in the person in question. It is Richard Gardner, former senior police officer, who is mentioned there. And I think at the end of the day, we need to do better investigation and stop trying to make something that it's not. First of all, Mr. Alkitis was a civilian. He was not involved with any aspect of the Bahamas government, PLP or otherwise, during that period. He also stated the time in which corresponds with the document, in which he served, in what position and what capacity he served in. I think, it is sad that we love to run with things and don't do our homework. And one of the worst people for that type of mindset is Lincoln Bain. Is he back in the Bahamas yet, by any chance? Because I was told that there could be some legal suits out.
Let's not go down this road, but okay. Continue to what you have to say. Okay, he's gone. All right. Okay, sure. Let's hear from this caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. There's no need for resignation.
Okay. Let's take this one. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air. Turn on your radio for us, please.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Chester.
Ricardo.
I mean, your guest anyway. To everyone under the sound of my voice.
Good morning.
This situation with my frat brother.
Are you there?
Right.
Just ease up off the names, but yeah, just go on.
Well, it's the subject of the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
See, callers like that caller calling, talking about Richard Gardner and identifying who he is. That's the brother of Jonathan Gardner. Let me just say that if we don't stop trying to protect these people who taking power, who's controlling this country, then we will be just like Haiti. Dwight, you all know. Let me just say, last week Monday, I had to defend myself where they were trying to send me to BDOC about my property in Crooked Island. It puts down a foreign company that is flouting and subverting.
All right, so, yeah. Okay, all right. Let's take another call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. I need some help here.
haven't had a chance to read, so I'm going to ask you to take me as far as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But according to the constitutional legal provisions that I'm looking at here, Article 9(1)(f) of the Bahamas Constitution disqualifies individuals from serving in Parliament if they are party to or have an interest in government contracts unless they have publicly declared that interest. Does that apply in the situation we're dealing with here?
I applaud this caller.
I'm not sure. Again, this is something from a few years ago when he was not directly in politics.
No, but at that time, I think the contract was already issued for the construction of the government complex in S10, 8 Mile Rock.
Okay, so then it simply means then that if I'm affiliated with the government's finances, and I'm also a consultant to someone who's doing business with the government, whether in the past or has done or in the future, should I also be a member of the government when I am either potentially becoming involved or was involved with someone who's doing business? But then
you have to declare those interests.
Answer that. But it's being alleged that these businesses were set up to launder money using the government.
Okay.
Is that true?
Well, maybe we shouldn't take calls today.
You can probably go to the text line.
Maybe
Text line.
Might be the best thing to do. I can't answer that question, and I don't know. But with the previous call, we've read that to you already in the paper about all the names, and again stating that there was no Jonathan Gardner in those documents. But as you hear, there's still a connection. All right, so these messages here. This person says, at the very least, the optics surrounding Minister Michael Halkitis' disclosure are deeply concerning. This is not about political tribalism or demanding perfection from public servants. It is about the standard we as Bahamians should expect from those entrusted with governing our nation. We elect individuals to the House of Assembly. They are bestowed the title honorable. That title should not merely be ceremonial. It should reflect the character, judgment, and integrity expected of those who serve the people. Given the serious allegations now before the United States courts involving Eric Gardner and acknowledging his prior conviction and imprisonment, the prudent and honorable course would be for the minister to step aside from cabinet responsibilities while matters unfold. Not resign as a member of parliament necessarily, but excuse himself from the executive office in the interest of preserving public confidence. Less risks diminishing the dignity of public office and sends the wrong message about accountability in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Interesting text. The texts are also going to get us in. Boy. Half the cabinet should resign, and we want to know who politician number one is. And tell Johnny 2 times. When did he get this name? I hear everyone giving him that name. Does he call every 2 times, or what's the deal? To stop trolling for his supper. I don't know if that's the right name for him. Do you think all the allegations may have an indirect link to a reduction in travel expenditure? I don't understand. This texter says that yes, the Minister of Finance should resign. When the Deputy Prime Minister was involved under the FNM in a civil matter, he did the honorable thing. Tell the Minister of Finance we need to see the declarations of trust to see who the real owners are. That's not filed at the Registrar General's office. What's it called when you help a fugitive or a criminal? Aren't we doing the same thing by protecting a criminal associate? What are we talking about here? Okay. COI and FNM, May 12th, 2031, y'all will have y'all time to fire the Minister of Finance. That's
May 12th,
that's when it's going to be, 2031.
Oh, we got an election call already?
Okay.
I know we talked about fixed dates.
Oh, boy. Y'all will have y'all time to fire the Minister of Finance because no resigning happening. So y'all beating a dead horse and wasting y'all time. Use that time to rebuild y'all party.
Wait, so we're only viewing this situation through the lens of party politics?
That's all we ever do. What do you mean?
Oh, Ian, there's a lot of legal parameters associated with not only none of that
Anybody
matters.
saying that is from the other side.
Oh, okay. Now I understand the issue here.
You could only possibly be a supporter of the opposition parties if
If
you
you
were saying
see
that-
concern with this issue.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't know.
No.
Okay.
I didn't know we were that
If you
shallow as
oppose
people.
anything that any government does, you are clearly on the other side.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm. It's in the rules. Might even be in the Constitution at this point. I don't know. Where there is smoke, there is fire. That's a text. There is too much going on around this administration. It's sickening. Oh, boy. Has Gardner committed any crimes in the Bahamas? Has Halkitis committed any crimes in the Bahamas?
That first part is very important. And this is why I always believe that there should always be corresponding crimes associated in the country that the drugs were transported through. Why I say it like that, right? He was at one point convicted in the United States for what? Trafficking drugs through the Bahamas into the United States. We don't create these drugs here. We don't. So should there not have been some sort of corresponding, criminal charges here locally instead of just leaving it all to the U.S. to kind of prosecute these findings? No? Because then you have situations that when persons are, he was guilty in the U.S., but...
We welcome you back home. We greet you at the airport sometimes.
Jesus.
Throw a party. Ticker tape parade.
No, we gotta mature as a democracy. We gotta mature as a country. You gotta mature as a society. Like, this is not a political issue. This is not...
A texter here is the same one asking whether any crime was committed here is bringing up an F&M politician whose business partner was caught red-handed with drugs, but he
That should also be investigated. This is not a... Oh, my God. This is... Oh, Lord. I feel for the youth of our country because if the mature people in our society are behaving like that, it tells you all you need to know about the next generation. Come on, man.
They learn from the best.
So y'all really about to go tit for tat with this?
Here we go. Yeah, having Lincoln Bain of the COI call for integrity while under the weight of the court is a joke, right? See, this is the same thing. They're doing that.
No, there should also be resolution in his matter as well. If he is found guilty and he needs to repay, oh God, I can't. Anyway, all the best, Texter. Y'all got to break out of these chains, bro.
Asking who is politician number one. Everyone's asking that question. Still want to know who politician 1, 2, 3 are and whose name was on the envelope with plenty money. Everybody wants to know that. Okay, everyone's being called out for having partners who were convicted felons. It seems like it's the whole country. Everybody's got.
So is there
a business
somewhere in
partner.
your politics sign-up sheet that you say, "Hey, I want my convicted felon to be from this walk of life"? Like, what are we doing right now? What are we talking about?
I don't know, but it is disturbing how many people are associated with convicted felons, though. Not just politicians. I'm just talking about everybody in the country. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I guess there's no drugs.
That's just how it is.
Drugs aren't real. That's all I could say.
If you don't remember what helping a criminal is, it's aiding and abetting. What example are we to young people by helping criminals? Leading by example. All MPs associated with Gardner must get out of the House of Assembly. We want them out, in caps. If our government has no integrity or follow the laws, why should we? We need to get crazy bullheads out of town. Save the Bahamas before we turn into a real... before we turn into a real third world country. Well, a real one. Okay. Corruption has become so normalized. Right is now wrong, and wrong is right.
That is a text y'all need to blow up and probably fly a blimp over this, because this is ridiculous. You're literally starting a fight today to say, well, hey, the next side had somebody kind of...
Well, the wrong is only right when it's your people doing the wrong. And when it's the other people, it's very, very wrong. So, But wow. The Bahamas has to stop covering up our political criminality of individuals in both the Bahamas and the USA since the characterization. Okay, something's going off now. But anyway, yes, we agree with that first part there. As I remember when the former Prime Minister, I think they're talking about minutes, said the Bahamas is corrupt. Okay.
He did say that.
Got a couple minutes, I'm afraid, to go back to this.
Let's try one, Dwight.
Sure?
It can't get worse than it already is. Let's
could.
go. Let's
It
go.
really could. Callers, this just, please. Good morning, you're on the air.
God, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was
Okay.
close.
Okay.
That was
There we
close.
go. That's expected. Draining. Let's bring in the cars. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? They got everybody working today. I thought they were still off since the victory. No? Celebrating. Got them all calling in. Like, we need you. Get off vacation and call in to the radio stations. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. No. Okay. Well, we're going to leave that there. We will see. We'll continue to follow these stories and see where this goes. It's very interesting times. It's early. Did you think there would be, can we say scandals? Scandals this early? It's a week, right? It's only been a week.
Yeah, but this one started on election day.
It did. Literally did. Literally started on election day. You think the U.S. should just stop playing games and tell us who the politician, the name is, and then that we could get some things moving?
I actually love the view that I want them to keep doing whatever
Why
they're
would
doing.
you want that? You like chaos?
We learned more information than we would any other way.
Just say who it is, and the other cases too.
Maybe
where
the story's
people
bigger
call
than
politicians
politician
names.
one.
Let's stop playing the games. Tell us, stop redacting these things. We've got to fix this country.
But you know why they redact, Dwight. There's more to come. To be continued on the next episode of The Bahamas Ain't a Real Place.
I'm scared. It's just week one.
I was just getting over the fact that they had a whole meeting at the House of Assembly. I wonder if they taped it.
We got to go to a break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
You tell me you don't go nowhere, and no one even know your name. Now look how you winding up. Drink yours now in my cup. I tell her not time to rest. She telling me no, not yet. You told me that you were ugly, girl. Now look like you don't want to go home. You ordered 2 more drinks, say don't take you out your zone. Just yesterday, you tell me you into nothing. Just church, look at you now. Why me? Can't tell me you're into something. I hardly park my car. You rushing the dance, saying this your song. I never knew this your song. You tell me this is your first time. But I hear you shouting more, 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 more. It's like you've been whining.
Coca-Cola are giving you the chance to experience the Essence Festival of Culture in New Orleans, July 3rd through 5th. Upgrade any premium lunch combo to a large with the Coke product for your chance to win. Win cash prizes, travel vouchers, or the grand prize, a VIP trip for 2 to Essence Fest. Grab a day single, Asiago Ranch, Chicken Club, or 3-piece tenders combo today. Eat big, sip Coke, win big with Wendy's and Coca-Cola. Rules and restrictions apply.
If you're done with gas prices burning a hole through your wallet, stop paying the price and start driving the solution. A BYD EV from Easy Car Sales comes with an 80% drop in your fuel costs. So wave goodbye to gas lines and charge while you sleep. For 8 years, drivers like you have been breaking up with the pump and waking up to freedom. It's more than a car. It's a new way to be. It's a BYD from the one and only authorized dealer in the Bahamas. Visit easy242.com to learn more.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells on this Friday morning. Changing gears now, getting away from the politics and all of that corruption talk. Talking about electric vehicles and easy car sales. Exciting things happening always with easy car sales. You've got a big event tomorrow. Here to tell us all about this, we're very pleased to have back with us sales manager Roseanne Johnson and marketing coordinator Celicia Labute. Great to have you. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get that. Let's try that again.
Good morning.
There you go. There you go. Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight.
Good to see you all.
Always a pleasure to be here with you.
All right. So something big is happening tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Both in Nassau and in Freeport, we're collaborating with CIBC. In Nassau, we're going to be at the BYD showroom from 10 to 4. And we're offering all sorts of things.
Which one of your showrooms is this? This is
The
one
BYD
in the mall.
showroom. Yes, in the mall marathon near the
Yes.
food court.
The fancy showroom. Yes.
Yes. So
Beautiful.
CIBC is offering up to 100% financing, up to 10 years to repay, a competitive interest rate, and a $200 gift card from EPP Park and Plug.
All right. Remind folks what that's all about. This is right there at the mall as well, right?
Yes. So this is our Easy Car Sales and CIBC collaboration. We're having a car show fair right there. And also in Freeport, we're having it at the East Mall branch in their location for the same time, 10 to 4.
All right.
So the EPP $200 gift card is actually for fast charging or one of the paid charging stations. And we have a few of them around the island. So
that's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
Yeah.
It is a good deal. And so we're very excited to present all of our brands, BYD, Honshi, and Geely Radara and Jack. And so we'll have all of those for test drives, available test drives. And Celicia will tell us a little bit more about the Mother's Day and Father's Day promotion as well.
Okay, so beautiful. For the entire month of May, starting from May 1st, up until May 30th, Saturday is your last day, everyone. If you enter to test drive with us, you enter to win a $400 gift card from Baja Retreat Spa.
So just to do the test drive.
For a free test drive, you enter
That's
to
it.
win. That's all you need to do.
So you could win. And someone's going to, we'll know who will win this.
Yes,
tomorrow?
we're doing the drawing on Monday.
On Monday, okay.
And then Monday begins the Father's Day campaign that we're doing. So from June 1st to June 30th, you test drive with us from any one of our locations, Nassau and Freeport, and you win a $500 gift card from Kelly's.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
We gotta
very
get
good
that.
deals.
So his tools.
Very good deals. Wow. All right. So tell us more about the brands and what we can expect and what you're offering right now.
Okay.
with Easy
So everybody, I think, by this time knows the BYD brand. It is the #1 global EV seller. Geely Radara actually just took over Tesla, and they're #2 globally. And we carry an amazing pickup truck. So dads that are interested in dumping the pump, but want to drive, still want to drive a truck. We have an amazing truck available. They're all double cab, so it can play double duty as a family vehicle. It's a lined bed, and it's a smooth drive. I love it as a family car because it can hold the kids, but moms can still drive because it actually handles like a luxury EV. A luxury SUV. As a matter of fact, I always tell my moms, if you don't look out the back glass to see that truck bed, you will not realize you are driving a truck. So that's by Geely Radara, and that will be available for test drives. It's a 100% electric vehicle, so no gas. I know, we keep hearing a lot of people are coming on the lots, and they're, talking about the price of gas right now. And this is our 10th year at Easy Car Sales that we've been empowering drivers to dump the pump and to save on their transportation costs.
Yeah.
So Geely Radara, we have BYD, everybody knows and love, the Song Plus, the Yuan Plus, the Yuan Pro. So we'll have all of those available for test drives. And then we have a gorgeous sedan by Jack that's also available for test drives. And our newest brand, Honshi. which is a leading brand in China. Actually, President Xi drives the Hongxi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so we have the EHS5, which is a very spacious SUV. And then we will also be test driving the EH5, which is a sports car. So again, dads.
Oh, so where are you doing the test drives? Right there?
So all of our locations will be participating, but the bank will be at the mall.
Okay.
So any questions about financing, if you have your documents and you want to come in, that will be happening at the mall. But the test drives and entering to win the promotions will be at any of our 3 locations. Gladstone Road will be waiting to welcome you. The Abundant Life Road and East-West Highway location will be waiting to welcome you. And of course, we will be in the mall with CIBC representatives.
Fantastic. So, I mean, with the gas prices today, I mean, that must be spiking some interest in, in EVs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's talk about that and how much you can save by not having to think about the pump.
Oh my gosh. Driving electric actually saves you 2/3 the cost of driving. It's very, very inexpensive. Even it's very, very inexpensive to drive from BPL. I know, sometimes people have the argument, they say, oh, gas is used to generate electricity, but it's a more efficient use of gas. When you put gas into a car, you lose half of it into the environment before it even powers the vehicle. So half of it is gone, evaporated through the ICE engine. Whereas as electricity, it's very inexpensive through BPL to actually power your drive. So a lot of people are very interested right now. And so that's why we're partnered with CIBC to make the financing, more attractive so that they will be able to, get out of a gas car and drive this smooth, creative, advanced EVs.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost $7 a gallon in New Providence and higher in the Family Islands. That is rough. That is very rough. All right, so somebody's asking, how long does it take to fully charge an EV, and how long does it? That depends on a lot of.
Yeah, that's an awesome question. Yeah, it depends on the vehicle, and the range. Most of our vehicles start at a 250-mile range. So on a full charge, unless you're the road runner, on a full charge, you could get a week's worth of driving out of it. It's usually about 7 hours to a full charge if you're coming from like 20%. And so all of our vehicles come with a charger, so you can charge at home. It's overnight. I jump out, pop my charger in, walk in the house, and forget it. You wake up the next morning, you're 100% charged and ready to go.
And don't need to think about it for a week.
And don't need to think about it for a week.
This person's asking about parts. If you needed parts, how long does it take, and what about repairs?
Okay, so we, like I said, this is our 10th year. So we've gained a lot of experience. We're factory trained technicians that are able to take very good care of your vehicle. We are fully stocked with parts as well. You may note that we're building a huge warehouse to store all of those parts. But we're fully stocked with parts. And we have factory trained technicians. We also have Family Island owners in Freeport, in Abaco, and so our technicians go out and take care of their vehicles as well.
Wonderful stuff. All right, so again, remind folks about what's going to be happening tomorrow, and can they still take advantage of the Mother's Day?
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be there at CIBC from 10 to 4. At the BYD showroom in the mall near the food court, and at East Mall branch and Grand Bahama.
Just test drive and you could possibly win.
Yeah, and while you're there, we have the Dream Bar, so you're always welcome to coffee or tea or flavored water, and then we're gonna have bits, so something sweet to eat while you're there as well. So come on down and take full advantage of looking for a vehicle in the cool, calm convenience of the BYD showroom in the mall.
Excellent stuff. One more question coming in on our text line. Someone's asking about the warranties. And these are pretty good warranties, aren't they?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So the the warranties start from 5 to 8 years. Most of them have an 8-year warranty on them. So these are all great questions, and we are happy to take to answer all of these questions for you. Once we leave,
This texture definitely needs to come out.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because these are some very, very good questions. So please, all of our sales team is very knowledgeable, and we love taking care of our customers. So please come down to one of our 4 locations, and we're happy to answer all of your questions for you and then have you experience it. Because we could talk about EVs all day long, but when you jump in that car and you actually feel the drive and realize, how much of a savings it is on maintenance, upkeep. So there's like zero, take out the gas costs altogether. That's about $200 for most people a month. And then it's just one checkup a year. Come on. That's savings.
That definitely is. Okay, so more questions are coming. We only have a few more minutes, but this person's asking, well, how much does charging an EV affect your electricity bill?
So this is a very popular question. And I just like to answer it from my perspective, right? Because it really has to do with how much you drive. Like some people are the road runners. They're in the car all day, every day. And so that would require probably more than one charge a week. But for myself, that just makes regular runs. I charge once a week. And we had to literally go back through our electricity bills and hunt to find out. But we pegged it at about $30 a month. For, as an increase to our overall bill for driving.
And some have seen lower than that.
Some have seen lower.
Yeah. So $20 to $30 a month compared to what? How much is it to fill a car now? 50 to 100, more than $100.
We're hearing 75, 150.
I'm hearing $75 doesn't even get 3 quarters.
Right. Yeah. So you think about that. $20 a month compared to hundreds a week. So, yeah. This person's asking, I don't know if this is a question for you all, but I know their partnerships. We've had people on from the Bahamas Development Bank and SB asking if there are grants for businesses wanting to go eco with an EV.
Okay, so I don't want to speak too much to it, but the Bahamas Development Bank do have financing available for businesses. So they would definitely want to go on their website. There's a link there for the application and also all of the requirements for it. But and then the SBDC always have grants and things available to help small businesses. And so I would definitely reach out to them to see what they're offering at this point for EV transitioning.
With the fast chargers, how much does it cost to charge the car?
So there's different packages. EPP is a subsidiary of Easy Car Sales, but there are different packages. You can actually pay per charge. If it's not something you typically do and you just want to do it, as a one-off, so you can purchase a one-time charge. And then you can also, if that's the primary way you want to charge your vehicle, you can actually do a monthly subscription for it and charge that way.
That would be for somebody who lives in an apartment maybe who doesn't have access to
being able to charge at home.
This person asking, where on East Mall Drive are you going to be exactly?
At CIBC.
At CIBC. Okay. Got that, Texter? All right. And this one has a lot of questions. So you've got to come out tomorrow or get to Easy Car Sales any day.
Absolutely. Or they can just call me or text me at 436-2855. I'm very happy to answer any text questions. And they can also go on our website as well, easy242.com. All right. But I'm open for texting or a phone call, 436-2855, Roseanne Johnson.
Okay. These questions are quite amazing. But yeah, you got to go to Easy Car Sales and ask all your questions there. So tomorrow, it's going to be an exciting day.
It goes down.
And you've got May and June. You can take advantage of any of these specials. Just test drive and you could win these wonderful gift certificates there. So it sounds good. Roseanne Johnson, Salicia Labute, thank you. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
Pleasure.
I see you at BYD Cup, Dwight.
Yeah.
You're repping hard. You repping hard.
I love it.
Oh, boy. Anyway, we're going to be back after the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. Views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Friday, May 29th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells, and we're going from EVs to antiques. Now, the Antique Auto Club of the Bahamas hosting their annual Cookout and Auto Show. Here to tell us all about this, very pleased to have with us Freeman DeVoe. We have Brendan Folks and Don Arana. Gentlemen, great to have you with us.
Good to be here. Yeah, Brother Wells, good to be here. Good morning.
It is a pleasure. We've been having a great conversation off air. You are some avid listeners to Guardian Radio, and we appreciate that. Appreciate you all so much. All right, so the Antique Auto Club. Tell us how long it's been around. Don Arana, you're the
founding president.
Founding president.
Yes, sir.
Well, the Antique Club has been around now. In July would make 40 years.
Wow.
Actually, we got started in 1987 as a result of an auto show and stakeout we had from the Kiwanis Club of Cable Beach. I'm a Kiwanian also.
Mm-hmm.
After that show, a lot of persons were interested in forming an organization. So we got together in July of 1987 at my residence, and a club was formed. Six guys showed up, and we formed the club.
Wow.
We've done a lot of events on this island. We've raised quite a lot of funds over the years. We've raised over $500,000 in funds that's gone out to various charities over the years.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about it. Antique cars here in the Bahamas. We were talking about this off air. The challenges with the roads. It can't be easy to have an antique for a car to get to that point, to survive. What does it take?
Let me just say this. I heard you and Mr. Wells are talking about what year the car needs to be.
Hey, right.
One of you was, I listen to the show every morning.
Oh, thank you
I know.
so much.
But I heard that argument between them, and I said, listen, these guys are almost on it. But in California, it's 30 years. Some parts of the United States, it's 25 years. Here in the Bahamas, we use 25 years because it's not that many antique cars to talk about.
Right.
So we use 25 years as a starter.
So
Some
2000
countries,
would be considered?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, don't forget now, the 2000s came out in 1999. Most of them came out in 1999. So it's more than 25 years.
So every car from 2000, or is it?
I feel like it'd have to be the certain
Because
criteria.
he was saying like a Yaris, no offense to anybody who drives a Yaris. But come on.
Let's look at it now. Some cars will never be considered antique cars. Some of them, but most of them would be.
Right. Okay. That is very interesting. Yeah. All right. So again, it's got to be hard with the conditions we have here. Are there secrets?
But there are no secrets. It's decisions that you have to make. It's your car. It's very expensive to maintain. It's hard to find parts. The roads that we have, you got a lot of potholes. Plus, you got these big high sidewalks. You get puddles all over the place.
Wow.
So most of our cars are pretty low. So you can't drive on Robinson Road and those high sidewalk. You hit them, you bust up your tire, you bust up your front, and so forth like that.
And then when the police come through, they're trying to make you
on the
pull
side.
over.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
You have to pick your time when you're going to drive, either on a Sunday, and even on a Sunday now it's getting so congested, even going to the rest.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. So you got to pick your time when you're going to go out.
And what about parts? The duty on parts is outrageous. I mean, how do you maintain these?
That's a decision you got to make yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to have an antique car and you can afford an antique car, you got to be able to afford the parts, all right? And you got to have your own budget. But the parts are readily available. They're not all original parts. A lot of stuff are being made in China, but we have access to them. All of us rebuilt our cars, and we had to get the parts for them. So the parts are not an issue. Sometimes it might take you a little while to get it. Now, as far as we've been trying to get assistance from the government in order to make things a lot easier. Like right now, we got to license these cars every year. But if the car's off the road for like 3 years, like when we had COVID, they want us to pay like that whole 3 years.
Wow. Yeah.
To license the car, and then you still can't drive it. But that's something that we've been working on now for the last 5-6 years or so, to try to get these special privileges to have these cars and so forth like that.
Any progress? Any luck? No. Wow.
We've been promised, and we've even got somebody send us a letter so we can do it. And when you go there, nobody knows about it. So challenge.
Wow.
Yeah, we in the States and in Europe, you have what we call a vintage plate, all right? And so it's a different color. What happens is the antique club throughout the United States, depending on your state where you are, you would go to that club, they would sanction that car as an antique, and when you go to the DMV or road traffic to license your car, you request a vintage license plate. And so it's a symbolic kind of prestigious thing that you're driving on the highway and you got a blue plate. You're separate from everybody.
Right.
And so it's recognized that vehicle is an antique, and it fits the rules, like you were saying earlier. Yeah, it fits the rules. And so we've been advocating for that. They call it vanity plates in some states. Vanity plate, yes, vanity. Yeah. And so we're hoping that we can continue that dialogue. We have a new Minister of Transport now, I think. And so we will be addressing that ministry. Again, we're not going to give up because I think it makes sense. And it's a revenue producer.
Right.
Because if you want your regular license is X. And so when you get a vanity plate, you're going to pay another $10 more.
But they did say they were going to do it, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. All right, so is this wrong? The perception is that this is a rich man's hobby, to have
No,
classic
that's-
cars,
that's-
antique cars.
That's not really so. Certain cars would be. If you're going to get into the vintage Mercedes-Benz or the BMWs or the Ferraris and stuff like that, yes. You go try to buy a F40 Ferrari now, it's going to cost you $1.2 million. But if you're going to buy a 1956 Chevy Bel Air or 55 Chevy Bel Air, it might only cost you $40,000.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want and what you could afford.
I have to ask. I always wanted to ask collectors this: do you guys have a favorite vehicle in your collection?
Yes.
Well, we want to hear what you all have. but let's answer that one first.
I have a 1967 Ford Mustang convertible.
Oh, wow.
It's black, and it gets a lot of requests to take photos and stuff like that with it.
How long have you had it?
For the last 14 years.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So.
Why is that car special to you?
It's a car. My mother had one when in the 60s.
Okay.
And I always wanted to get one to replace the one that she had.
Yeah.
So she bought it, and her name was Virginia, and I named the car Virginia. Right? So that's why that's special.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is that the only classic you have?
No, I have a 1953 Ford Custom Line.
Okay.
It looks like a gangster car. When you drive it, it's all black, and all the glass is blacked out. And when it pulls up, you back in the days of what is
Al Capone?
Al Capone guys.
It looks like an Al Capone.
Okay. Right. So you're a Ford guy.
A Ford guy.
Yeah.
Everything is Ford except the Lexus.
Yeah.
Everything else is Ford.
But that's your modern car.
That's the drive.
daily
everyday
Daily
drive.
driver.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Mr. Arano, what about you?
Conversely, you got the next side.
Oh, he's a Chevy man.
Strictly Chevy or nothing.
Okay.
I started out with a 1961 Corvette, which I bought in 1979.
Wow.
I also have a 1991 Buick LeSabre. I have a 1956 Chevy pickup. We have a 2000 SS Monte Carlo. So
Okay.
I've been in the antique cars for some time.
Yeah.
Is your Sabre in the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Is it going to be at the show?
No, because I'm currently restoring it, doing
Okay.
something else to it.
Okay.
I bought it from a client in Laifiki, actually. It's in very good condition. 28,000 miles when I bought it.
Wow.
So why Chevy and not Ford for you?
Don't get into that.
They don't like
get into that.
they don't like to hear this, but when you buy Chevy cars, the parts are more available and the engines are a lot cheaper than the Ford engines.
Wow.
And you could find Chevy. Look at most guys who own Ford put Chevy engines in anyhow.
What? Oh boy, that's some strong words there. I don't know about that one. Brendan, you've gotten into this as well, right?
Yes, indeed. Being past president so many years ago, in the club. Yeah, I had like Freeman, I had but before that I had the 65 Mustang with Uric Dean. Back in the day, and I used to race. I used to go down to the tracks, the original tracks,
Right.
for the welts. Yes, sir. When we used to just have two cars, just like you see it on the streets, street unlawfuls, what they call it, outlaws on the streets.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year Ranchero do you have?
60.
Nice.
Yes, yeah. And that's the truck. That's the truck, like the
car truck hybrid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And a lot of new models are going back to that now. You see the Maverick. Ford brought the Maverick. With that, Hyundai has that small little
Santa Cruz. Or
yeah, you're right. I think it's exactly. Yeah.
I am a car man. Yeah.
You sound like a car man.
So, do you need to have like a special air-conditioned space to keep the cars, or how do you do it?
My cars have always been garage kept. When I built, I always had space for at least 4 cars.
Okay.
But you have to keep them indoor, and sometimes in my case, I cover my Corvette indoor as well.
No. Wow. Yeah.
The elements tend to affect them.
Yeah.
So you want to keep them covered and keep them in the garage setting. It's not like an everyday car we can drive on now where it's moving.
Right.
But it's parked outside, you can start getting rust spots and so forth like that.
You all do the work mostly yourself, or you have people? How do you do it? How do you maintain
Well,
them?
in years gone by, when you could have left an engine out by hand, you used to do it yourself.
Yeah.
But nowadays you got to get, help. So,
Yeah.
and I remember Don building his own back in the day when you first got it, right?
Yeah, we took the engine out and we rebuilt it. we had what we call tripod, that style of thing.
Or a tree.
I never use a tree because sometimes them limbs break. So I don't
when I did that once with your
you use a tree.
Yeah.
No, I never used a tree, but that's what we would normally do. But in most cases, in my case, I bought engines that were high performance engines. So I bought them and put them crated engines, and balance.
So I have to ask, is there any effort now to pass a lot of this off to the younger generation? I remember as a young kid, my dad took me to one of the auto shows when it used to be on the Esplanade. So I remembered that. That's like a core memory for me. So I want to know now, is there any activity to actually bring young kids out to this event?
Well, just yesterday we had a session at another station, and I offered the kids at Elizabeth States Home, the young men, to come out tomorrow. We're going to host them and have them give them some lunch and also let them see the cars. And they were very enthused about that.
Yeah. Okay, that's good because
we actually have a school that the one with Nordages.
Oh yes,
They are a junior club.
Okay.
So they come out and they help us along with the show, and they also they have a auto class.
Okay.
They have two days on campus.
Right.
Mr. President is absolutely correct, and I keep forgetting this. So thank you for bringing it back to Central. And to answer your immediate question, Brother Wells, CV Bethel has an automotive school, and Mr. Nottage. I mean, I hope he's Carl Nottage. I hope he's listening, because this man is dedicated to the youth in auto mechanics. Brother Wells, when the students come there, you know, some of the teachers said, well, this one ain't paying attention to the academics. He says, send him to me. Let me see his vocational side. Yeah, let me get the vocational side. And not everybody can be academic, let's be honest. It is what it is. And the technical area is making money too, making more money.
I just about to say, that's
Wells, plumber and carpenter now, right?
That's where the salary is.
That's where the salary.
Especially in cars.
Especially-
Cars today ain't like they were 50 years ago. When you had a carburetor, points condenser, and one distributor.
Yeah.
This
now-
computerized stuff, killing people. Yes, you gotta get a car fixed today. Guy tell you, oh, I need this part. You need the next part. You go and buy 10 different parts and put
And
them
it
all
still ain't
in.
working.
And then you still gotta go to somebody who got a computer.
Well, that leads us. Someone's asking that as well. But our previous segment about EVs. So, how do you all feel about EVs in this transition?
No, I'm strictly a muscle car.
Strictly
I
motor.
like the sound of the V8 engine. There's no way I can be in an electric car.
Yeah, you don't like the simulators? You can get it to sound like something.
I want the real thing.
Let me tell you, I just recently had an issue going away, and I got my Uber, and you know they have options, and it said electric. I said, let me try that. You know, Dawn, I got sick with the electric thing. I don't know, maybe it's symbolic to what you talk about, not having that real motor. I felt nauseous every time he took off, because it has an immediate, they have an immediate punch. When they hit that pedal, my brother Wells, that car going, okay? Yeah, there's no hesitation in an EV vehicle, none whatsoever.
When you drive, the difference with the muscle car, what has the sound to it,
right?
When you're driving, has a different feel. All right, it's more like it's a comfort type thing, like comfort food.
Yeah.
So when you press that gas and throw you back in the seat, and you hear that engine, the exhaust coming to the back there, you just try to ride.
And you probably like to shift as well.
That's another thing about driving on these roads. When you got to shift that like 5 times, you stop 5 seconds, and you got to shift it again, stop it to the light, stop in traffic. That kills your knees.
Your car with a stick shift, right?
Yeah, my car with a stick shift. Yeah.
But any of you driven an electric yet?
I've driven electric.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Not for you. Wow. Okay.
I don't like it either.
Interesting. Old school.
And maybe that goes back to what we were saying. I mean, it's the engine is something about the engine that gives you the roar and that inner thing. It's like a drum.
I was just about to say.
No kidding.
That's where my old man used to describe
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why Junkanoo, people don't realize with Junkanoo, that's why they can do 4 and 5 laps without getting tired. It's the heartbeat. The physics, the physiology of it.
Wow.
You know, so it's a rhythmic thing that keeps you going. And I think for us, it's probably the same thing with the motor. Similar.
Wow.
Sometimes it's therapeutic. Like I have one of my cars at work, right? So when I got a rough day, I'm just going to start it up and listen to it.
Just that.
That's it.
Wow.
That's really cool. Now you're not going to get that in an EV, are you?
Right. What is it? A V8 or
It's a V8.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
It's not like Dawn's own, but it's comparable.
Yeah.
There's a Ford Chevy.
Went right back to that car issue.
All right. So let's take this call, and then we've got quite a few questions. Then we'll talk about Saturday, what to expect
tomorrow.
Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning, Ricardo, again. Yeah, I was upset, I with the gentleman, I born in the 60s, I know about the old-time cars where you could have run the positive from the battery to the coil to get your car to start if the coil went bad. And we know about the carburetors, et cetera, the plunger, but I mean it's more power, and so the cars nowadays are highly maintenance, because the auto dealers realize they can make more money from just maintaining. The cars are so smart until they're dumb. The thing is, right, I was upset by this. The lady on your previous show said that gasoline cars lose about 0.5% of the gasoline to vaporization. That was risible, laughable, and it's absolutely untrue. And I wouldn't call it but it's absolutely untrue. It is. You can go and look at it, but why I Googled it because I intuitively knew as a chemistry dummy that that's virtually impossible, and I just used common sense and realized if that was so, the car wouldn't have been able to run that long without going to the gas station. And so when you look at it, even with the modern cars now, which have an evaporation system that traps the vapor that those burn in the engine, and the engine only consumes about 0.2 to 0.5 gallons per hour, depending on your engine, and even that's if it's idling. And so with these new modern systems, there's basically no vaporization at all. And they use the charcoal within the system to absorb it. But so she needs to read it, but it all suits their purpose.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, but it's absolutely untrue. I don't want to get into all the chemistry of it because it makes you sound too complicated, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much. There's no reason to call IRCA about stuff like that. But if you disagree with what a guest says, and they would be annoyed with you wasting their time. Okay. So you see it. I see it around the island. There are gems rotting away under a tree somewhere. Like, it's painful. There was a few years ago, this Thunderbird, I think it was a 58 or 59, just covered in leaves. What do you do if you see something like that? What can you do? I mean, there'll be a lot of work to restore it, but what can you do?
I'll answer that. You can't do anything. You go to ask that person to buy that car. Oh, I want $10,000 for this car. I want $20,000 for the car. And you go there 5 years later. Oh, I want $15,000 for the car. They never sell it, but they let us say they're in rot.
Oh, man.
I can tell you a story. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine came from Havana, and he saw the amount of cars that were sitting in yards.
Yeah.
He looked at me, he says, "You guys are crazy." He said, "How you have all these cars in the Bahamas just sitting under the trees or in the yard just rotting down?" He said, if we were in Cuba, say all these cars would be on the street.
You better believe it.
And he's right. We just have the reason of, if I can buy another one for $5,000, I'll let it sit there.
That's sad. It's very sad. Yeah. Sitting on so much potential there, right? Yeah. All right. So this person says, 1,000 Prelude. Is anybody interested in buying it? Asking $800.
How much?
Yes. What year?
2,000.
You want the number? Okay, I'll give you the number during the break. All right, so tell us about Saturday of the cookout and what you're raising the money for, and then we'll talk about what we can expect to see on Saturday.
Every year we have the show. It's related to raising funds for children's charities.
Okay.
Over the years, whatever money we make, we just the proceeds go to children's charities, and there are many charities that we supported over the years. All right, Ranfully Homes, the Nashville Center,
Children's Hostel,
Physically Disabled, Children's Hostel,
Wonderful Foundation.
So every year we might pick one charity for everything to go to, and then like this year, this one we got multiple charities, we just give whatever we raise.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So, what can we expect to see with the cars? Which are your cars going to be out there? Which ones?
You're going to see a variety of cars. Some of the cars that you're going to see is like an extension of the owner. They're very passionate about these cars. Very, very passionate, and you're going to be able to pick your favorite car. All right. We're not voting, but people like say which cars they they like to see and so forth like that. There's going to be a big variety. The Chevy man, he got another guy that all he likes is Chevy. So you're going to see a bunch of Chevys out there. You might see a few Mustangs, but it's going to be a variety. And so forth.
We also going to have members from the Bahamas Auto Road Association. They're going to be coming out with some of their cars as well. We welcome them. I was a part of that community many years ago.
Dawn and I, we started that actually.
Yeah, so it'll be good to see them bringing some of their race cars out. So there'll be race cars out as well. And these
so
are purely race cars.
So these are heavily modified?
Yes, heavily modified. And they're not, some of them are not streetable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is correct. And President is reminding me, my group, the Friends of Distinction Riders Club, with Dwayne Wallace and my crew, we're going to bring out some
Harley
of the bikes.
guys?
The Harley guys. Yeah, we're going to bring out some of the bikes.
Everybody's going to be up.
Yeah, bikes and motors, man.
Yeah,
cars and motors. Yeah,
excellent.
All right, it's only a small donation of $3 for entrance for adults, and children under 12 are free.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the restore.
I just wanted to mention something quick, and Dawn can speak to it. We also go during Christmas times, and we give out. We take care of the schools. We carry Christmas packages to some of these primary schools. Some of these kids never receive anything for Christmas, in their life. And so when we go and we take that, it's like heaven, heaven's right.
That's great stuff.
But also, we have a young lady, and Dawn can talk about that. When we went to do one of these presentations, we discovered that this young lady was in a house fire. But she still was going to school, and she got burnt up like about 90% of her body, right? 75% of her body, and she has to keep going away every year and so forth for skin grafts.
Wow!
So Don has taken that on as something of its own, where the lady contacts him, and whenever she got to go away, and then the club tends to give them some spending money because the government is taking care of some of the costs and so forth like that. But I know Dawn has been following this from the time that the thing happened.
That's great stuff.
All right.
That is great. Excellent.
Yeah, we had a case similar a few years back, Dwight and Ricardo, where a young, I don't know, he must have been 4 or 5 years old, the one who needed the heart.
Yeah, 5 years old.
5 years old, right on Montreal Avenue. Hole in the heart. And they needed about 8 to 9 grand just to get to Miami Children's Hospital. The government assisted with X, Y, and Z, but they needed another 8 to 10 grand. And we dedicated everything for our show to that little boy. Wow. Every single penny. And we were going around collecting more money. And it gives me tears even this morning to think about that the effort of what you're doing when you come out there and you donate with us tomorrow, that's going to help some needy kid. And we do only children, like the president, children charities. Whatever, there have to be children related. Under 12 and from 12 or so, newborn to 12, and that's what we do. Just giving back, just giving back. The young man went for the surgery. You remember, Mr. President, went for the surgery, came back, and man, the following show, I think he was at the show with his mother, and man, boy, Ricardo, you can't imagine what that means for a parent to have gone through that and through just cars and guys. Just loving up her son, man. Yeah, that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. Yeah. He's right there. He's still. We know the house. We know where they live. We check them out every so often. Yeah, man.
That's pretty cool.
Follow up.
So, are there women involved in collecting and antique cars? What are you seeing now?
Over the years, we had a member or 2 women who had cars in the club. But right now, we don't have any of them in the club. But we do have women members. In the club right now.
Okay, all right. So someone's asking, you're all busy at this time of year with proms coming up? Is people?
We are. I get calls all the time because they want a convertible car in some cases.
Right.
I honestly don't do proms.
Okay.
It's too hectic, and then I can't spend 5 hours sitting in line waiting to get to the hotel to drop them off.
It's chaotic.
That's because you're driving a Chevy. No. When I pull up to the prom, the police just open the car. Let me in.
That's the power of 4.
There you go. There you go. All right, so the debate
But to answer that person's question, it is a business. It is a business platform for some members. That is correct. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. It is.
All right.
Well, it's selective.
Yes, selective. Yeah.
It's not really a business, but selective.
Selective.
It's
Side
not a
revenue.
business.
All right.
No, I mean, I do it for people what you know and so forth.
That is more like that.
Okay. So the debate between restored and survivor models. I mean, where do you all stand? And should the car be modified? I know, Don, you say you change the engine sometimes, but for people who want authentic, I got this 50-year-old car and I've done nothing to it, and this is how it is.
Yeah, we have some members who got
We got one member in particular that the car's never been modified. Everything
Never
original.
been modified. Never.
Just like when it came with the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
But most of our cars now, something's been changed.
Yeah.
Different from the original manufacturer.
Doesn't change much, right? Or how do you feel?
It changes quite a bit. The feel, the power, you change the wheels, the transmission, all stuff like that. So it all depends on what you want.
Yeah.
It's still basically a Ford or a Chevy, right? but you tend to make it, you customize it for yourself.
Yeah.
So any standout vehicles that are going to be on display tomorrow?
Pardon?
Any standout vehicles that are going to be on display tomorrow?
There's not going to be any particular. They're all going to be standout vehicles. They're all very nice. There are some that might be a little different quality, but they all, are off the chain.
Okay.
Right?
Are you familiar with the 1957 Chevy
Yes.
Bel Air?
Oh.
So you'll see the
Ultimate
57
classic.
Bel Air. You should see 55 Bel Air. You'll see 67 Chevelle SS. You'll see stuff like that. You might see a 1967 Mustang Fastback. There's a number of cars coming out.
Okay.
You might even see a T-Bucket.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Any of the Japanese considered classics, antiques now, or it's still mainly the Americans?
Yes, they are. The Japanese have some nice cars. The 240.
The 240Z.
They have the 240Z, 260Z. We have a member in the club who has a 240Z.
Okay. Nice.
And the pristine.
And what the LT is it too?
And yeah, the teaser. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have somebody got LTs.
Nice. All right. So remind folks the time and where exactly you're going to be.
It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Our key right in front of Fish Fry. And we're going to have a gate, and then we also have a lot of activities that's going to be going on inside, besides the antique car.
Yeah.
So the stakeout, which will be in addition to help raise the funds.
Can you buy stakeout tickets
Yes, you
tomorrow?
can.
You can.
I'm going to leave 2 tickets here for you.
Okay.
So if you decide you want to come by.
Okay.
But also we're going to have a drunken rush out.
Right.
We should have a drunken rush out by the Valley Boys.
Okay.
Now, I enjoy this one.
Because that's the next controversial
Right.
question.
Right, of course. Of course.
Well, that was the problem with last time. So,
They're Ford and Chevy guys now. Which one is it? Right, there you go. All right, gentlemen, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Love talking about cars. And again, it's the Antique Auto Club of the Bahamas Cookout and Auto Show.
right.
Tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Let's keep our fingers crossed that the weather will cooperate. We know you all don't get these beautiful cars wet. Okay, everybody, show up for this tomorrow. Thank you again, Brendan Folks, Don Arana, and Freeman DeVoe. Appreciate you all so much.
Thank you very much, Dwight.
Thank you.
Ricardo, nice meeting you, Brother Wells.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks again. I'm glad to meet both of you and listen to you every day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And thank you to all those persons who sponsor us and persons who contribute to us. We can't forget those persons. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to really give a shout out. Really want to give a shout out to those sponsors over the years, because you know with these NGOs, you need private help.
Yeah.
You need private help, and for what we are doing, we just go straight to private. We just do our own thing.
Yeah. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Hopefully
All right.
one day I'll have an antique car and I'll be a part of the club.
So,
Hey, we're going to take a break. This is Morning Blood Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and more, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's, Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
50 years of nation building, see the legacy we trust. Oh, the water is our lifeline, and the future flows to us. From the Pine Barrens to the ocean, in the sun and in the dust, we are building for tomorrow, and the future flows to us. Yeah, yes, yes, the future flows to us.
The Water and Sewage Corporation, celebrating 50 years of nation building.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. NT Butterfield & Son Limited has agreed to acquire CIBC's majority stake in CIBC Caribbean Bank Limited in a $1.794 billion deal that will create one of the region's largest banking and wealth management platforms, spanning multiple Caribbean and international financial centers. CIBC First Caribbean Bank confirming this in a statement yesterday. The transaction will see Bermuda-based Butterfield acquire CIBC's 91.7% interest in CIBC Caribbean Bank through the purchase of CIBC Investments Cayman Limited, with Butterfield later launching a mandatory takeover bid for the remaining minority shares. Butterfield also intends to pursue share listings on the Barbados Stock Exchange, the Bahamas International Securities Exchange, BISX, and the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange following completion of the acquisition. A press statement from CIBC Caribbean Bank said the company and the combined institution will hold approximately $29 billion in assets and is expected to significantly expand cross-border banking, wealth management, and digital banking capabilities throughout the region. The government is defending its increasing use of public-private partnerships for infrastructure development, dismissing concerns surrounding the financial model and distancing the government from financial arrangements entered into by PPP projects. Minister of Finance Michael Alkita saying yesterday that if the PPPs take out loans to do PPP work, that's between those companies and their financial institutions. You can read more on his comments in today's Guardian Business section. President of the Bahamian Contractors Association, Leonard Sands, says that 30% of the construction industry operates in the black market and they pay little to no taxes. Sands says that if the construction industry represents 10% of the country's GDP, then it's safe to say that the sector generates some $600 million annually in economic activity. He says that out of the $600 million, some $60 million is estimated to be paid in value-added tax, but Sands estimates that VAT input could be as high as $100 million annually if black market construction firms are brought into the equation. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Thursday, market movers, APD Limited, moving 115 shares, closing at $50.50 unchanged. Bahamas First Holdings moving 2,100 unchanged at $2.10. Kalina Holdings moving 4,358 unchanged at $18. Full Call moving 6,654 unchanged at $7.18. Finco moving 1,000 up 20 cents, closing at $18. Consolidated Water up 1 cent, closing at $6.05. Emira Incorporated down 22 cents, closing at $12.86. The BISX All Share Index. Closing at 3,219.48. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And we are back with our final few minutes of Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells. All right, so I want to get to this. The gaming board and questions that were asked yesterday at the Office of the Prime Minister press conference about whether Sebastian and Leslie Miller Bryce, whether they can serve in the cabinet based on some of the laws in the country. And a very interesting reaction from the press secretary, Keishla Adderley. Take a listen to what was said yesterday.
Well, respectfully, I defer that to the gaming board, which obviously has oversight for that and will be able to fully explain how that came to be. Well, respectfully, I defer that to the gaming board, which obviously has oversight for that and will be able to fully explain how that came to be.
Okay, Keishla Adderley with that there. We've been asking the gaming board about this for about, almost a week now, and there had been no statement yet. The statement has been issued now this morning. But before we get to the statement, I mean, what is that response, though?
I'm starting to question everything. Oh, boy. It's
like, no offense, 52, but that's like you hear a guest say something that you think is wrong, and you say you're going to report it, going to talk to IRCA. I mean, like, what's that got to do with anything? It's you are the government, though, right? What?
That kind of, is one step above, and it's an appointment to cabinet. I just trying to figure out how the math kind of worked out.
Unless the gaming board is running the country, is that which?
This particular case
could possibly be. But, what else do we need to ask them about? Can we ask about when we will have freedom of information?
Really good question to put forth to them. They may have some insight on that.
Anyway, so the statement was issued this morning. Let's read it. So the gaming board is... the history. The Gaming Board of the Bahamas is the statutory body charged with regulating all licensed gaming and activities incidental thereto. The board issues this statement to address recent public inquiries regarding appointments to the concerns expressed by some members of the public in relation to those appointments. See, already that tells you that they have no business responding to this. The Gaming Act does not create any bar or qualification for appointment to the cabinet. The Act restricts and regulates who may hold the types of licenses provided for thereunder.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Not who may serve in cabinet.
So the act is null and void. Is that what you're saying?
The Act prescribes disqualifications from holding licenses or financial interests in such licenses. Under the Gaming Act, a cabinet minister who has a financial interest of 5% or more in a license is disqualified from holding such an interest. The Act does not state that such a person is disqualified from being a cabinet minister. Rather, it provides that the person is disqualified from holding that financial interest. Financial interest is defined in the Act. It means a right or entitlement to share in profits or revenue, or a direct or indirect interest in the voting shares or voting rights attached to shares of a company. The definition specifically excludes any passive or indirect interest held through shareholdings in companies listed on a recognized stock exchange. Any entitlement to revenue from ordinary commercial contracts for the supply of goods or services to a license holder, and any indirect interest held through a fund or investment where the person holding such interest has no control over the investment decisions made in respect of that fund or investment.
I have so much things to say, but I think we can get problems if I say it. Because
There's one more line. The board is bound by the strict statutory confidentiality provisions contained in the Act and is therefore unable to divulge specific details regarding the internal affairs of the license holders or records relating to the individual licenses.
So why specify if it's over 5%?
That's the most dangerous line of the whole statement. And the end is the next thing. But then for inquiries, please contact info. Sure.
I want us to be a real place so bad. How do you think?
So who is ensuring that those things that are laid out there, that's really happened? Is it the gaming board?
I thought it was until I read the first two paragraphs of the statement. I thought it was. Because I don't know how you...
we need the government to state to us that they're satisfied that these individuals have definitely...
But on the day that these two persons were sworn in, they said that this information was presented to the gaming board, and the gaming board was satisfied. Mm-hmm. So who needs to be satisfied for us to be secured in these appointments? I feel like it should be the Bahamian people. Bahamian people, are we satisfied with this statement?
There you go.
That is ridiculous.
Some text messages as we get ready to get out of here. This person says, with reference to the gaming board matter, why doesn't the F&M take the matter to court? I believe the COI had said they were going to, right? Or that they weren't they? Challenging everybody. Well,
they were challenging everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Boycotting, swearing in, everything.
Mm-hmm. Someone says here, sounds like the theme for this administration would be progress around the mulberry bush. or just ring play. Progressive ring play, I don't know.
We really got together on a Friday and put that statement out. That was the one. That was the one. After all the reviews, that was this critical. That was the one. Cool.
They could have just sent a statement. Don't watch nothing.
Might swell have.
Don't watch nothing. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, again, we love the government to tell us what else we can ask the gaming board about.
We have a good independence year this year. Independence have to be good. No way in the world. I don't feel like we be real. I don't feel like this is a real place. So independent, you have to do something independence to prove to me, like it got to be grand.
Which one is this? This is 53?
Stop counting Dwight.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah. Okay. Ricardo Wells, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank God it's Friday, right?
Please go to the Antiques Auto Show tomorrow.
Yes. Again, keep your fingers crossed that the rain will cooperate.
Take a break from this nonsense, because...
And try to enjoy the weekend.
Please.
I'll be back on Monday with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green. Next.
FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau